Personally, like I said, that was unbelievable, dude. Oh my goodness. I'm such a beast, dude.
I just think it's dumb to charge $70 for a $60 game. You get it. Their games are differentiated based on being better, not based on costing $10 more. And the development cost is not materially higher in 2021 than it was in 2019. That's just a cop-out.
So I apologize in advance for the fact that this video is going to be a bit negative, but considering the terrible news that just came out today about PlayStation, you should expect something like that. So, and this is also going to be a bit of a channel update. As far as my channel goes, I'm primarily going to switch over to leaks and rumors videos like I did throughout the E3 period of 2016, if you guys remember that. That's really the only thing that has me interested as far as the gaming industry goes. So I'll just focus on that. The trolling stuff, I mean, I'll still do some of these, you know, graphics comparisons and fake unboxings and stuff like that. But this community's dead. I mean, the point where it really hit me was in 2017 with that troll about Crapgamer that Hard A and everyone freaked out at me for. Our community was built on stuff like that. And if that makes you a bad guy now, then why should I continue making those types of videos? So, plus YouTube is just throttling drama-based content anyway. So as far as my channel goes, that's what I'm primarily going to do, is leaks and rumors and stuff like that. But as far as gaming is concerned, I'm highly disappointed. You've probably seen on Twitter, Sean Layden has been liking all types of tweets about how PlayStation used to be great, and Colin Moriarty, he responded to him talking about this type of stuff because Jason Schreier's article in Bloomberg today has blown up, and it is not good for those of us that grew up loving PlayStation. For me, on the PS1, I was really young, but I enjoyed the Crash and Spyro games, and I enjoyed Final Fantasy VIII. On PS2, I absolutely loved the mascot games, Jack, Sly, and Ratchet. And you had unique games that somehow worked, like Kingdom Hearts. That should have never worked, but it did. You had great multiplayer games like SOCOM that I was too young for, but tons of other people loved them. You had Metal Gear, which was bizarre and unique and awesome. You had God of War, which I played as I got older, because, again, obviously I was a kid. But that was amazing. You know, obviously you still had Gran Turismo. You had Hot Shots Golf throughout the entire PlayStation history of PlayStation has been one of my favorite franchises. You had unique games like War of the Monsters and Jet X2O. I mean, this was just pure gaming awesomeness. And then the PS3 was my favorite system because it mixed the greatness of the PS2 with the more advanced stuff from the HD advancements and online and everything. And so for me, I spent an obscene amount of time playing Uncharted 2 multiplayer. I loved it. And Uncharted 3 was great too, but I preferred 2. Killzone 2 was similar, where Killzone 2 was amazing, and then Killzone 3 was still great, but not as good. But I still played it a bunch. And you just don't have quality multiplayer games anymore on PlayStation. And you don't have the same type of joy with PlayStation games that you used to have, because now all they care about doing is making walking simulators with a supposedly deep story. I loved the original Last of Us, and while I thought Left Behind was boring, I can understand why people liked it. But with The Last of Us 2, that story, in my personal opinion, is hot garbage. The only good thing about that game's story is Ellie, and even with her, it's like, at the end of the game, I don't know what they were thinking. So, even the one good thing about that game's story was ruined in the end. And if that's what we're going to get going forward, is walking simulators with these trash stories, I don't care. They are putting their games on PC as well, so, I mean, why should I buy a PlayStation if that's the case, if the games are eventually going to come to PC where you can play them at higher frame rates and resolutions anyway? And I'm sorry, but look, God of War from 1 to Ascension, I loved. The new God of War, while the story is awesome, the gameplay I'm not that pleased with. With Spider-Man, It's cool and all, but it feels hollow. I didn't care about Demon's Souls when it came out on PS3, so I didn't care about it on PS5. I love Bloodborne, but I didn't care about the other Souls games. So I have almost no desire to get a PlayStation 5. I was always planning on getting one, but at this point I don't know, because there's just nothing that interesting for it right now, and based on this article, there's probably not going to be a whole lot that I'm going to be interested in going forward. What I want is the stuff that brought me into PlayStation's world to begin with unique games that somehow work, that it was often the Japan studio that was involved in that type of stuff, and now who knows if we're even going to get another Everybody's Golf. And so I want stuff like that, and I want great 3D platformers like the original Jak and Daxter. This is one of the reasons I love the Switch, is Mario Odyssey is an amazing game. It's my favorite game ever. And I want great multiplayer games like we used to have. We don't have any multiplayer games now. People will say Destruction All-Stars. Do you honestly expect me to play that over something like Rocket League, which is already free to play everywhere? Do you honestly expect me to play that over something like Halo or Gears? You shouldn't. You really should not. So, for me personally, I have the Switch, and I'll continue getting games for the Switch. And it has actual exclusives, by the way. It's not putting all its games on PC like PlayStation's doing. And I'm gonna move over to PC. I already play a bunch of games on PC right now to begin with, although they're older games like Chivalry, Medieval Warfare, and Battlefield Bad Company 2. But the Halo collection is half price right now on Steam. You can get that. And I'm gonna get a gaming laptop later this year anyway, so I'm just gonna switch over to PC gaming primarily now. The way that I look at gaming right now, I'm highly disappointed with PlayStation, and I don't have as much time to play games as I used to have. I don't have as much of a desire to play games as I used to have. So PC is perfect for me, where I can play games at high frame rates and resolutions, and I can sit there and I can play a couple rounds of Halo 2 or 3 multiplayer. I can play a couple rounds of Gears 5 multiplayer. I can get Halo Infinite when that comes out, and I love Halo, so I'm probably going to enjoy that to some degree, and that'll be my primary multiplayer game going forward. And even if I don't like it that much, I can still play Halo 2 and 3 online, where because these games are on PC, they will never fully die like on a console. So that's where I'm at. I'm extremely disappointed with the state of PlayStation. I'm extremely disappointed with the fact that this YouTube community of ours is dead right now. And I'm just going to switch over to PC. I said this years ago when some people were asking me if Sony just craters as far as quality goes, then what are you going to do? And I said I'll probably just switch over to PC, and that's exactly what's happening. So I think that covers everything I wanted to say. Let me know what you all think about this stuff. YouTube clearly is not what it used to be, so I don't think you need to comment on that, but let me know what you think about the state of PlayStation and the future of the brand, because I'm extremely disappointed. It's not like I didn't expect something like this to happen. I figured it probably would, but it's just a shame. So that's it for this video, everyone. Thank you for watching, and keep it frosty.